afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and riveting, amazing Propagandacast. My host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda, your only sanctioned source of community entertainment, of here to 1 vs 1 on Lost Glider, where the glider is very much lost. I don't actually know where it went. In the north, it is girlish Airforce, or just Airforce, same player as I had in a previous match against me. All the way, fun here for America, freedom, democracy, once more. Once more coming to Airborne, a very dedicated Airborne player there, clearly. Finding out here for the 2nd Infantry in the south, it is Itaperuna. Finding for the Oberkommand, Germany, Deutschland. And we got the Air Force coming straight into a Pathfinder Rifleman start there. As Kubwagens and Volksgrenadiers head out here for Itaperuna. And the 117th Panzer Brigade with Elite Armour. So we both have players here with a doctrinal choice in the early game. Itaperuna Lightning going to be at least going for 1-2-2-1 to put a sort of pressure on his opponent. And possibly to use secure resources. And who knows, there might even be a Sturmtiger down the road. As for Air Force, there's obviously Pathfinders, 50 calibers from above, paratroopers, anti-tank guns, and rocket streaks. We'll have to see where all of this goes out. We've got Ravening eastwards there with Pathfinders moving eastwards. Interesting enough is the reactions being sent westwards. Not a direct move for the fuel point there from Air Force, which stands out a bit here. Kubwagens securing the southern munitions as the Volksgrenadiers advance towards the centre. Broader approach here from Itaperuna and Deutschland versus the Americans. Pathfinder's ground the point up here. We got a second Volks on the way there for Itaperuna. Very good. Ground the centre victory point in, hurling down sandbags to defend it. Riesen setting northwards. Kubelwagen setting out there. And we got the eastern fuel point almost secured. Second route squad on the way there for Air Force. Probably look like the first engagement is going to happen here. Though, of course, worth keeping in mind, Air Force cut-off point is now wildly exposed. So, yeah, Itaperuna's going to go straight for it. Very good play there by Itaperuna. Bold and aggressive. Of course, if Air Force was ready for it, it could end up a bit poorly, but, you know, with Air Force completely focused on the wings of the map rather than having nothing in the centre there, of course, he's going to be quite vulnerable. Second half squad coming to deal with it. Nope, oh, I think Itaperuna's laying down sandbags. Oh, brief look, I was laying down sandbags first, as they're saying about, but nope, going in there. Kuban in the south, he's being pushed back here under heavy fire from Air Force's forces. Folks will be happy to block any further pursuit. They advance here from Air Force. Up north, we got Rieslands with Sturmpaniers. That's a very one-side engagement. Air Force will need to retreat those Rieslands almost immediately. Interesting enough, the Itaperuna did not lay down sandbags, but actually makes it easier for Air Force to push them off the carve point there. Perhaps a slight oversight there by Itaperuna. In the south here, folks are defending the munitions point from the Americans. The Kubwagen moving up here to be supported by the Kubwagen, gets repairs, trying the way there for Itaperuna. Likely a battle group headquarters. I mean, there's been a significant swing there in the metagame as of late that sort of emphasises more battle group headquarters and flank half tracks as of late, I feel like. Oh, we got a 2-1 actually, so that's why we went for the truck that early. The 2-1, of course, I keep forgetting that. Up north here, the skirmish continues. Forces slowly bleeding out here. Still, he is denying Air Force a lot of battle fuel here in the early game. In the south, Rifle Forces continue to have the little standoff there. Pathfinders, of course, could flank and theoretically threaten to wipe out the Volks. There we go. He's retreating. Tiny chance of getting wiped due to the Pathfinder's marksman ability. Kubwagen rushing in. 2-1. Almost done there for Itaperuna and the 117th Panzer Brigade. Going back the car front. Riesen setting out. I'm getting there some tag up here for, Air Force with the Lieutenant out. Got the 2-1 out here for Itaperuna and Deutschland. Up here, Kubwagen being pushed back. Heavy fire there from Air Force's troops. In the south here, Rifleman is the Volksgrenadier. Might try and pop off an disintegrate to flash that to Yankees if deems that necessary. 2-1 meanwhile continuing through the centre here. 50 cover there for Air Force. Will be a potent tool to help deal with the Itaperuna's infantry and the light vehicles. Bartwire going up to deny entrance to the church. Pathfinders moving eastwards, as I suppose here in the east, where the Riflemen are finally forced to give up the fight there against the Germans. And there go 2-1 moving in here aggressively, catching Rifle Squad there, already low on health numbers. Off guard there, charging through the fences and causing a complete collapse in Air Force central positions, as there is no counter from them to the 2-1, which continue on. Lieutenant versus the folks in the east, but about to get flanked by the 2-1. Pathfinder with support as well, but still, the 2-1's a problem there. No bazooka certainly makes it a bit harder. 50 caliber got cancelled as he pushes for light vehicles. Small chance of getting wiped on the Volksgrenadiers. That should be helpful there for Air Force in the early game, and a bit of a blow there to Itaperuna, who will find himself thusly a bit short on infantry. But no, he gets away. 2-1 continues its reign of terror here against Air Force, who is just unprepared for the power of a German armoured scout car. We got the M20 in the way for Air Force. Great versus the infantry, but does nonetheless lack some punch versus the 2-1 as Itaperuna is not bringing in the MG-34 to further curtail the movement of Air Force and infantry. Air Force moving about westwards. He's going to try and flank around, rather than just going straight ahead. That's a good move. He got mines here on the flank though. Good spot there by Itaperuna to mine. MG-34 almost done. They're heading for the fuel point there. A slightly motorized force here from Itaperuna with the 221 and the Kugelwagen. Not a very common Oberkommandos build though, and we do get the battle group headquarters up again. It seems very much more common as of late. Not entirely sure why. Medics on the way there for Itaperuna, grabbing the cutoff point here. So yeah, big western push here, basically rather than just charge straight into Itaperuna there again. M20 almost done. Ambulance following up there for Air Force to provide healing and reinforcement for the troops. Got the 221 catching the Pathfinders there. And quickly hosing down poor Joe in a storm of MG-34 fire there. There you go. M20 utility car has arrived to reinforce the frontline troops against the Krauts. As Itaperuna shows no mercy. Pushing in for the fuel point there to get it back out of the German's hands, but no, he grabs it. He can't really utilize it, but it's going to make it much harder for Air Force to grab out the fuel. There you go. M20 going here for the 221. First one with heavy 50 cover fire there. Oh, almost got it there. Almost got it. Doing heavy damage to the 221, and the 221 is down. 40 didn't round to the mine right before the armored skirts were done. That would have been pretty detrimental there for Air Force's future fights there, but still got the 2-1 early on. Pretty good there. Gonna hurt Itaperuna a bit. We'll ever see if he decides to go for another one. The right now he probably would benefit a lot more from flank after. There you go. M20 hits the mine. Could go down here to machine gun fire, but there you go. Smoke screen pop. A huge white cloud envelops the area as the M20 looks to escape. Lieutenant losing out to the folks here. Steel Punch going for it. They're going to try and take it out here with assault rifles. Small chance of this getting sufficient shots to penetrate. It's going to be a bit risky, and they're going to take a lot of damage out in the open, but they have a chance there. They have a chance, or not. Apparently they're doing no damage. He just backs off. Now they're trying to wait for Itaperuna, so not going for another truck. Just going to take ahead fast. That's also an option for sure. Pushing ahead there for more threatening armor fast, and possibly some Obersoldaten, the Elite. The Essence Pathfinder push against the Sturmpioneer, who are in a bit of a tight spot there. Quickly dropping two models there with indiscriminate aim. So right now Air Force is in a bit of a tight position. The 2-1 proved to be extremely disruptive here for Air Force. But Air Force now has the vehicle advantage once it gets going again after getting fixed up here. Meanwhile, Itaperuna is just taking advantage of whatever advantage is gained here to just push ahead for tanks as fast as possible, which is, I think, definitely a good idea there. But heading after that, they also have to deal with the M20. MG-34 continue to remain in the church, delivering a sermon of German let to anyone who might be within line of fire. M20 got good to go once more here for Air Force, and the 2nd Infantry is the 117th Pan Brigade lines up the next push, and there we go, we got paratroops out here for Air Force. Clearly again, liking the airborne doctrine here. He's very committed. We'll ever see how he does this time around with the paratroopers. Rather from there, Lieutenant pushing back the followers doing heavy damage there. M20 versus the MG-34 up close without any arm pierce rounds. There's limits to what the MG-34 can do to it, to be honest. And there you go, going to go ahead for an attempted wipe. But there you go, like Kedem sets up. Paratroopers landing right next to the Schwerpanzer quarters as it goes up there. I don't think that's the intention there. Obviously, he's going next to it, actually doing some damage. Oh, he's going to go, I think, for demo charge in, try and take it out. Wow, he is. Haven't seen anyone use the Paratroopers demo charge ability in, I think, years. At least months, but there you go. Kaboom. He's upgrading. The upgrade is pretty fast still. A lot of damage there. In theory, if you can, the cooldown goes off fast enough, you could actually throw down another demolition charge, but it's going to not be fast enough. He's going to have to retreat here. Still a surprise raid here on the Schwerpanzer quarters. Don't think Itaperuna anticipated paratroopers starting to lay down the demolition charge like that. Fulton squad almost wiped out, down just a single man. Lowest of low health bars there, but no, he survives. Damn lucky there for Itaperuna. Damn lucky. We'll have to see what Air Force does next, though, after his aborted raid on the fuel point there. Thwarted by the surprise appearance of the Schwerpanzer quarters. I mean, normally you don't see people, building and taking up this fast. I mean, usually they get around like 10 to 11 minute mark, particularly the Oberkommandos, but Itaperuna have, of course, very obviously backed the trend there and managed to ruin Air Force's expectations. In the southeast, Kugelwagen finally went down at the M20. Mortar on the way as well. The Air Force put pressure on Itaperuna, and more importantly, I imagine, knocked that machine gun out of the church. Ooh, Thompson's. Nice. A person of quality here. And culture. I'm surprised movie Itaperuna commits to another 2-to-1 armoured car here. Not playing this one just to set up the fuel point to gather resources. I don't think there's much reason to get a 2-to-1 at this point otherwise, but still getting twice as much fuel at the fuel point is still pretty damn great. It's something honestly I feel like a lot of OKW players overlook, but clearly not Itaperuna. Paratroops almost got the Thompson submachine guns ready. There'll be a formidable assault force, in particular with tactical assault, which could really give Itaperuna a very bad experience, which is really their purpose anyways. But there you go. Thompson's ready. Fulton's Kednev could be in trouble there. Charging ahead there, rifling force with M1 Garanson pushing down like Kednev in the south. M20 flanking back, he getting panther-fasted. We got Pathfinders moving in there. Big engagement here, and there you go. Paratroopers swarming in there. Like Kednev, a Fulton it is, all on the run. As Airforce strikes with the fury of 1,000 democracies. Up north here, Lieutenant swinging through here, going to grab that northern victory point up here. Troops in reinforcing. No further sign of tech here for Airforce. Meanwhile, Itaperuna, there you go, moving in the 2-to-1, upgrading to the 2-to-3, and then Lightning's going to secure the fuel point here for, well, 7 more fuel per minute, which is obviously going to be pretty handy there. Paratroops meanwhile advancing there, securing the what remains of the market square here. The Thompsons and M1 Garans ready to shoot down any craps that get too, well, within line of sight. Fulton up with the Sturmgewehrs though. Paratroops forced to fall back as they can't quite deal with that. And we got beacons down here from Air Force. Also nice use of that one. Certainly very consistent there. And clearly a player who really likes to use airborne. It's certainly one of the more fun doctrines. And again, paratroopers with tactical assault are absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. And they still make me a bit sad that I removed the assault rifles from the stormtroopers because again, Panther Grenadiers or stormtroopers with tactical advance and assault rifles were absolutely amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, about here we got Sturm Pioneers securing the back northern point here, and there you go, 2-to-3 up, securing the fuel point, ensuring he's now getting 30 fuel rather than 23 fuel. That's going to be very helpful there. And there goes stormtroopers, or paratroopers, I mean, not stormtroopers, almost wiping them out there. Close one there. Still quite devastating there for Itaperuna, possibly a bit traumatizing. We got orbs on the way there. Paratroopers all taken up by mine, but they do survive. They do survive. Mortify rain down here, making Itaperuna's Fulton his position in the cemetery very likely to end up being a very permanent position, 5 feet under. M20 charging in there. Pathfinders banking up. They march around Pantherfast to risk getting wiped out, but the Pathfinders are just taking too much damage in the process. They go down to just 2 men. Quick retreat here. Troops are reinforcing. We got the Oberstadt almost done. Still some time for them to get out armor. Air Force, meanwhile, really wants to take up soon. And there we go. Major is on the way. They may have to call in an anti-tank gun from above me before getting out any tanks. We're Kevin sitting out there. There you go. Paratroopers back for reinforcement. Lieutenant heading for the western fuel point. Right now, Air Force has managed to swing the game in the favour of the Americans here. Controlling most of the map, controlling most of the victory points. There's a notable lead, though, in terms of victory points for Itaperuna. And there you go, rather than push back. Up north here, securing, racing moving in there. Of course, going to be a bit tricky to do any fighting here. It's going to need armor to destroy the Shriap Hunted quarters. And of course, get rid of that 2-2-3. And certainly the Shriap Hunted quarters combined with the 2-2-3 is certainly a nasty little combo. As the 2-2-3 becomes very safe there. And it's thusly very difficult to disrupt. I mean, you basically just get a lot of fuel there, which just makes it much easier to just lose ground here. He don't suffer so much from there. Gorbals moving ahead here. The Elite with the LMG-34 hosing down the mortar there. Rifling back there for reinforcement. Major out. Paratroop was good to go again. 3 kills. There you go. Pearson's got too close to the Shriap 100 quarters. Infantry can attack here. Mobilized by Itaperuna. M20 though nearby. Note, he could be laying down mines here with the M20 though. So far, Air Force seems not particularly keen on that. I feel like that's an overlooked opportunity. There you go. Orbs sliding caught with the paratroops up close. That is really bad here. Oh, managed to save the day though with the MD-34. They're really close though. Had he popped tactical advance, he might actually have a chance of wiping out before the machine gun suppressed there. Possibly. In the south here, Rifle Folks here, and Pathfinder's all clashing out here. The Folks is like going to lose out on that one. The Pathfinder's still running too much of an advantage here for Air Force's troops. And there you go. Itaperuna orders his men to fall back. Push for the cutoff point here. He's going to need troops to counterattack. Aggressive play. There's both looking to disrupt the other's fuel supply. Sturm punishment up. Got the Lieutenant and M20 defending the far western victory point here. Action all across the frontage here. Not a dull moment between Itaperuna and Air Force. Orbs doing what they can here. 3 kills, close to veterans, 1 back here. Troops reinforcing. Paratroopers once more marching out. 4 kills. Sturm Pioneer slowly getting out, and there you go. Kednev to the rescue. forcing the M20 to back the hell off. Can go for a Panther 4 very soon. Definitely should go for a Panther 4 versus Air Force. Would then be forced to have to go for the anti-tank gun and obviously delaying any sort of armor just a bit. Going back to the car point there, the very consistent harassment there by Itaperuna. Thumbs up. Love to see what Air Force does to counteract this. Can go for the Panther 4 now, but Itaperuna seems to have forgotten about it, deciding he has bigger plans. He has bigger Panthers to call in. Right, there you go. Panther 4, Model G. Ausführung Yacht. Very good. Mines being laid down there en masse. Very good. Paratroopers falling back. It's going to need minesweepers. In the east, we got the full pushing for the victory point there. Pathfinders barricading themselves within the house and shooting out the windows at the advancing crowds. But can they lay down enough sufficient firepower to really stop here in Itaperuna? Also, something to consider is actually upgrading his men with BARs. And there you go. Weapon racks have been unlocked. Very good. Very good. Still upgrading the Pathfinders to make them Barfinders would be very good. Please show me the way to the next BAR. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me why. Anyway, so our Kedem moving east was there to continue to supply Itaperuna with the finest low-grade fuel. 50 couple on the way there for Air Force. No anti-tank guns. Might regret that one. But can't go for the Sherman or a Jackson soon enough. So may not be as necessary. Immediately seizing this resource, the Air Force once more finding himself heavily in the defensive against Itaperuna. Falls with a rifleman here. More riflemen to support. Major moving up there. And Trendy charging there. Go more firing down the Fulters. Landing straight on poor Ludwig, who found his life cut short. Very aggressively. Fulters obviously wiped up by the sheer number of BAR wielding riflemen. 20 moving in there to try and increase the chance of wipe here. Close one there. I kept landing Panther 4 as well. There, it's going to have to pop smoke, and even there might not be enough. And there you go. Panther 4 moves in, knocks out the M20. It did get the Fultz coming here. So men on lost there for Itaperuna and the 1 and 17th Panther Brigade, but the Panther Brigade remains formidable. A foe which Air Force will have to exert all of his wit and intelligence, not charm though, to defeat. And the lack of tanks and anti-tank guns is going to make this a bit harder. We got a lieutenant with 1 bazooka to try and stop the Panther 4. Right now, the base is just basically like an all-you-can-shoot buffet. So I'm sure it'd be very popular in America, if not during the war. Panther 4 there, just hammering away at all the assembled American infantry there. Target practice. Panther Commander on the way. They got the bazooka there being hosed away there. Actually, he's gone for double bazookas in the lieutenant. That's a surprising move there. Not one you see very often on the lieutenant of all things. Orbs on there was the 5th Cub in the church. Not looking good there. It's going to have to retreat. Panther 4 the means support. No sign of any armor or tank destroyers yet here for Air Force. Grierson's 5th Cub there being pushed back as Itaperuna's Panther 4 charges around here, threatening to crash or murder. At least destroy the masonry. Ambulance moving about there. Jackson tanks on the way there for Air Force. The M36. Panther 4 into the lieutenant's line of fire. Shatters a post, but instead gets received with a pair of rockets. Reclaiming the eastern fuel point here for America and democracy. Air Force advances swiftly through the open eastern fields. In the center, Lieutenant can act as a blocking force against the Panther 4, but with an overwhelming German infantry presence nearby as well, the Lieutenant has to fall back as he lacks the ability to stop both the Panther 4 and all of those angry German infantrymen. Troops are healing and forcing. M36 Jackson almost done there for Air Force. Another Panther 4 there for Itaperuna. Very good there. And there you go, paired with Pathfinders. Forming up a deadly duo that catches the Fultons completely off guard and forces a complete rout. We got 447 to 234. And there you go, M36 Jackson out there for Air Force. Panther 4, Panther Commander on the way there. Straight to the rifleman, shoots and misses. Not the riflemen are trying to stick around to find out about the Panther 4's accuracy, they're just running. Fifth Cavalry there, pushing their way. Panther 4 down to far from the M56 Jackson tank. So it's 90mm gun, letting off a resounding roar, which certainly signals to the Panther 4 it needs to get out of there, or it needs to somehow maneuver the bastard. Second Panther 4 almost done. Got the paratroopers of the Obersoldaten. There we go, forcing a successful retreat. Veteran 2 gain on the paratroopers in the process. Very good. But there you go, Panzer to the rescue, plus some Futzkanids could catch the paratroopers in a pretty awkward position. There you go, forcing a retreat here. Making a run for the lives of most of the unit perishes, but there you go, Jackson Tank Destroyer avenges the fallen somewhat by punching a very big hole into the Panther 4. There you go, into tank rifle grenade, could damage it in the Panther 4, but the second Panther 4 is going to ensure that Jackson can't easily pursue here. Rifle squad force back here. Panzer 4 number 1 is going to be out of commission for a brief while ground the centre victory point here. Heavy fighting on the right side. Lieutenant and Rifle advancing is going to try and take out that other Panther 4. And there goes, spot it. The Panther 4 misses. The bazookas do not. Impacting resoundingly on the Panther 4's arm. The Jackson moves hit the direct hit here from the Panther 4. And the Raketenwerfer going down to half health. Still, the way is open. The Germans have been pushed back. The market squares once more under control of the 2nd Infantry Division as the Germans found themselves in a bit of a tight spot. Orbison moving in there once more, ready to avenge their fallen comrades. The LMG-34 barking off rounds. They're taking heavy damage at negative cover, or no cover. They're in a bit of tough. So there you go, Jackson going into the base here. Opening up, the Panther Force could take out one here. It's going to be pretty risky. Like Kedva moving in, and he pulls back with the Jackson and realizes he's already pushed his slack, but still, he is sick to Itaperuna. They can strike him inside of his own base. A bold statement. An aggressive statement. Another 50 cover there for Airforce, as he's clearly only showing any concern about the infantry, at least wants to lock it down harder. No sign of anti-tank guns as of yet here. Meaning he's only really got the lieutenant with the bazookas and the Jackson tank destroyer to stop armor. There you go, in fact he commits to Scott, cancelling the 50 caliber, but interesting there. More Sturm Pioneers for Itaperuna to help with the repairs, not a bad idea. Plus their combat power isn't too bad, I'll even get them to eventually flee, in fact it's pretty good. Lots of intense action here. A bit of quiet though for now, at least for once, as both sides are catching their breath after heavy intensive fighting around the mid-game, and things seem to be transitioning to the late game. Both are looking to get a bit of a breather and reconsider their plans, but Itaperuna meanwhile is just pushing. And he's also going for light infantry, going for a bit of artillery, possibly in response here to Air Force's mortar. I might want to bring up something to help deal with that and silence it. Or possibly deal with Air Force's machine guns, which is obviously also a very good idea. Machine gun up. His has got several heavy suppressive fire weapons, plus a lot of mines to defending this area. Definitely a player who's very concerned with ensuring the Americans don't go any further than he wants them to, which is preferably not at all. Got more firing down there. Panther Gates, great hit there. We got the Jackson moving in. Rifle squad. They could perhaps time and tank rifle with the Jackson, but no. Doesn't quite manage to time it well. So the Panther will avoid a damaged engine. Lieutenant charging in here though, flanking the Volksgrenadiers. In these, they sort of things up. And there you go, the Obersoldaten went down in a storm of lead and fury. No mercy, no survivors. And the Pathfinders, oh, they're going to grab the LMG-34. Pathfinders of the German Obersoldaten LMG-34. That's a match made in hell. Machine gun there needs to evacuate. The church is about to fall apart like, well, some religious symbolic thing that fell apart quite easily. Anyways, 5th car there, Rowdy. Jackson tanks also falling back. And he's still getting plenty of fuel thanks to that 2-3. So that one has been a really great investment there for Itaperuna. And there you go, Jackson in the centre versus 2 Panther 4s. That's pretty bad there for Air Force's tank destroyer. It's going to need the lieutenant up there at the very least and more armour. Really, the Scot in this case may have been a bit of the overconfident move there, I think, by Air Force. There's still perhaps a backhand blow here with the P-47 rocket ship and cause Itaperuna to extend and maybe sort of get some anti-tank rifle grenades off and then sort of catch with the P-47 and cause heavy damage there to Itaperuna's panzers, but that's about it. Jackson being repaired, rifle moving ahead here. Scott firing away here from the fuel point. Good hit there from the tank destroyer, but then Scott's about to go down. The Panzer Force going straight for it. Definitely a bad call there by Air Force. I think there's maybe a tiny chance of surviving here, but I think the chances are minimal. There you go, the main gun is out and the Scot is not going to be going anywhere except hell. So there you go. Scott down. Better a pointless blow. Didn't even get the Panzer 4 there as Itaperuna's very quick to just split it out of there. Good move. Losing the Western victory point into the Americans, so we've still got 425 points here for Itaperuna versus Air Force's only 195. A meager collection of victory points compared to the vast hoard that Itaperuna has managed to hoard like a dragon of victory. Jackson Tench moving ahead here, Betsy 2. Gonna need to go for another Jackson O'Shoney, I think, next. Or at least somehow bait the Panzers again into sort of a situation where they can sort of destroy the P-47s. Itaperuna going for the Sturmtiger. Double Panzer Force into the Sturmtiger. That is a interesting combination there, which could prove a bit detrimental for Air Force's men's survival. And could also then mean any anti-tankers at this point are going to be of very limited use. So things just got a lot more difficult for Air Force. Great for Itaperuna. Also nice to see someone not just going for the big heavy by just, you know, ignoring the mediums, but actually ensuring a stable platform of 2 tanks before then coming to the heavy tanks. Good force composition there for Itaperuna, though losing MD-54 then. All of his infantry is starting to look pretty bad. The Patriots, meanwhile, are very much just hosing everything he's got. And there you go. Caught there. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Only one man survives. Hey guys, look at this. I got a machine gun. Guys. Oh. Oh no. Oh wait, fixing up the Sturmtiger there, reloading. Sturmtiger first action during the Warsaw Uprising was used against the residents of Warsaw. Little fun note there. Overall, they were deployed in very small numbers, though, overall. And apparently were also quite effective as tanks, which, if hit by the rocket, would usually just cease to be. Little fun note there. I'll be rolling up the Sturmtiger there. Two kills so far. 14 kills in the Panther 4. Sherman tanks on the way there for Air Force. And the second infantry's got to go. Panther going for Jackson. Jackson there. Shoots back. Hits excellently. Sturmtiger ready to support with another devastating rocket straight from the very depths of hell. Charging straight ahead there. Oh dear, that 5th guy's going to get out of there fast. Does get out of there. Except for Joe, who got, well, atomized. Sherman done there for Air Force. Still got that P-47 rocket strafe. Curious as to when he's planning to use it, since he definitely feels like he's going to be using it. But again, it's going to come down to, like, even sort of catching them in a great situation that's going to be difficult just to get out of it. So, like, if you can, like, catch them with damaged engines and then sort of unleash the P-47s, that'd be pretty great there. I'm also definitely starting to feel like he really should have gone for some mines there from the M20 to maybe catch up tanks. There he goes. Sherman Jackson going for the Panther on the far left flank here, causing heavy damage to it. Looks like he's going to try and bait them into the mines. A good counter move there by Itaperuna. Though Air Force does not take the bait. In the south, Patriots moving about there, close to virtually free in the ace level. In the center, right continue to hold the line here under heavy fire from the Germans. Panther 4 strikes with the full fury of the father, and there you go. Gets a single kill. Hasn't actually killed a lot of infantry though. We got 324 versus 195. So what will Air Force do next? A lot of resources in terms of munitions floating about there for them. Itaperuna could probably go for another Panther 4 soon. Oh wait, he's going for an infrared half-track. My god, I haven't seen that one a lot. That's an interesting move there from Itaperuna. Possibly to try and further get an idea of how Air Force is moving about and sort of look to hit back hard. An interesting pick. Bit of quiet here. Things feel a lot more edgy, I think. Both players are aware that, you know, one wrong move could cost them the game, so they're starting to get a bit more cautious. Obviously, they know they can't wait forever either, but they're starting to think to be a bit more pensive about how they go through about this. And there you go, straight into the Panther of the Lieutenant. Need to retreat him soon. Backed up, but Folkestone is there's not much the Lieutenant there can do. In the center, we get a big push here from Itaperuna. The Panther back up with the Sturmtiger and Sturmtiger. Charge through the cemetery, or at least what remains of it. And there you go, we got artillery called in to further make it harder here for Air Force to maintain a position here at the edge of it. And a rifle squad torn from the very surface of this world by the Sturmtiger. Gone. Absolutely brutal. Jackson taking hits from the tank destroyer there. Ace level, by the way. Definitely a problem there for Itaperuna's armor. Up north here, we got the Panther engaging the Sherman. Infantry half just remaining here was known as the Owl or the Uhu. Little fun fact there. 5th Cub hanging back. Got the Jackson going up. A lot of munitions there being flooded by Airforce. Definitely feels like a bit of an oversight there. Couldn't try and use the... Oh, there we go. HVAC rounds on the Jackson tank destroyer. Definitely increases challenges penetrating and ensuring the Panther 4 doesn't get out. And there you go. I think that's it for the Panther 4. Down it goes. A bit of blow there. Itaperuna needs a quick replace with more armor. Panther could be an idea here. Maybe a Jackson tank. So there we go. We got the P-47 as well here as he moves in here. Sneaking in the sort of the midst here of everything as the push going northwards here. Catching, I think, Itaperuna in a pretty bad spot here. I believe right in there. The line for gun being destroyed here. P-47 strafing the Sturmtiger with rockets. Panther 4's main gun is out. Sherman there went down in blazes, but absolutely devastating hits in Itaperuna. And brutal flank here from Airforce. Sensfang is affinity there for pulling off good flanks from time to time. P-40's there, and they take out the Panther 4 on the base. Jackson's about to go down here to the Schwerpanzer quarters, but Itaperuna's almost lost all of his army down just the Sturmtiger. Emperor at half-track somehow survives the chaos and the pandemonium unleashed here by Air Force as well. Air Force. Itaperuna clutching to something, goes to the tank destroyer there. Jagdpanzer and the infantry at half-track gets destroyed as well. The US Air Force shows no mercy. That was absolutely brutal. I mean, one moment Itaperuna had a sizable force and, you know, good control, and the next he had, well, a Sturmtiger left. And a 2-2-3. Like everything else just went up in flames. That was one hell of assault, and that was one hell of P-47 rocket. That's probably one of the best I've seen in some time. Most players, what they use, how they misuse is used to pop it at the first opportunity, whereas Air Force waited until the time was right. You know, we can actually catch a lot of units inside of it rather than just at the very edge of it, which most people just do. They'll just be like, okay, got it at the very edge of it. You know, maybe a few rockets will go, but he aimed for like maximum rockets here. And he aimed in such a way it's really disruptive. It's very difficult then for Itaperuna to get around as well. So that was just a beautiful call in there by P-40s, or P-47s there by Air Force. I mean, 2 thumbs up. Good God. That was almost brilliant. Rather than being pursued here by the Sturmtiger, 10 kills, veterans 1. Great from the Jackson tanks on the Sturmtiger. The anti-tank rocket grenade going off as well there. Could leave the Sturmtiger in a very precarious position. And we got the Jagdpanzer moving in here though for Itaperuna to protect against the Jackson. There you go, Sturmtiger shoots almost after the rifle squad. Troops suppressed. And there you go, another P-47. Again, Sturmtiger's caught in, so he can't easily get out. And even the Jackson is... Jagdpanzer at the edge is going to go. There you go, charging the infantry, ensure there's line of sight. Sturmpani is being murdered by the rockets. Holy smokes. He is being absolutely demolished here by Air Force and his Air Force. Jackson moves in here, taking advantage of the holes punched in Itaperuna's lines. And there you go, the P-47s take out the Jagdpanzer. Almost got the Sturmtiger. A kidnapper, though, saves the day, at least for a few moments, as it knocks it out. Oh, no! He caught the Sturmtiger, I think, at the very edge of the circle there, and the P-47s go for the kill. All of Itaperuna's armor is in flames. One aircraft, though, did get shot down, but that's about it. That's got to be some of the most brutally efficient P-47 rocket strafes I've seen in some time. Again, most players just increasingly just misuse them, but Air Force here clearly knows how to make proper use of them. Good God. And now Itaperuna has nothing left except scrap metal and ashes. He's down to 2022 versus Air Force 181. Sherman sitting out there for Air Force, going to stay for the Schwerpanzer quarters. And goes to the 2-2-3, denying Itaperuna's last lifeline here possibly. At least a good way to get back into the game. There goes smoking down from the Sherman. Very good. So yeah, I don't see Itaperuna bouncing back from this one. I do not see Itaperuna bouncing back from this one. At least the odds of it are what you'd call slim. I mean, he still has the resources, but the problem is he doesn't have a lot of forces left to work those resources with. But we'll have to see. I mean, he could maybe try for a Panther here, or a bunch of Panther force. But he is still short in infantry as well. Gun there being hosed down with the paratroopers. We got another Sturmtiger. That's definitely got to be a mistake there for Itaperuna. That Sturmtiger, I think, is going to do him no good. And he's laying down a demo charge on the light infantry gun. Cheeky. And that's that. Another Jackson on the way for Airforce. Sturmtiger shoots too slowly. And there you go. Game over. A loss there for Itaperuna, victory for Airforce. A brutal, spectacular 1-1 here in Lost Gliders. Some great Air Force action here from Airforce with P-47s and some good paratroop action as well. They're really well played Air Force, some good maneuvering there. Managed to overcome Itaperuna's early game. Itaperuna there stumble a bit. I think should have gone for more maneuvers. A bit more flanking rather than just head-on attacks against Air Force and look to disrupt the fuel more, which I think was something you forgot to do as the game went on. But there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell friends, tell family, but don't tell your enemies. This is Imperial Linton. Cheers. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you all tomorrow again for another exciting episode. Bye.